I'm Melissa Rand, back with AquaCares TV show, and I am so excited to be here with the CEO of Easter Seals and so much more, Tom Waters. I have to tell you, I've been so excited for this interview because it really made me do my own research, and I learned so much more. So I'm so excited to sit here with you and hear what you have to say about it.
Well, I'm so glad you're here, and thank you and Aqua Plumbing for all their support. One of the things that we couldn't do but for your help is to provide the air conditioning we need at one of our places, and there are other gifts that just getting the word out about what we're able to do together as a community is so critical. So thank you for being here and being part of the Easter Seals family.
Absolutely.
And so let me tell you a little bit about the history, because history is important.
Yes.
We have to remember where we've come from, and then it's pretty neat to see where we are and then where we get to go together. So 75 years ago, right across the street here at the airport, there were kids in Quonset huts surviving polio. And as they survived polio, where were they going to go? Where would they get their rehabilitation? Where would they get education? Well, the two counties came together, came across the street, and bought 7 acres, which was Happiness House Rehabilitation Center. You are sitting in the next edition of Happiness House Rehabilitation Center. So fast forward, you couldn't go to school back then if you had a disability. Where were you going to get your education? Well, you've seen the classrooms. Okay?
Yes.
We have a preschool, an elementary school, a high school, an employment program, an adult program, okay? All on a campus that just added an organic farm so that our veterans and our high school kids could work together so their abilities could shine. Guess where all that organic food goes? It comes over to the preschool so our kids eat healthy. What do kids with disabilities need most? Nutrition. And maybe even a little exercise. That's why we have we have a soccer program. We have a little bit of therapy to throw in there. PT, OT, speech, art, music. About 5 or 6 years ago, it became pretty apparent that the next polio, if you will, was autism. If you take a look around the community in this region, so many families will come and they'll tell you, 20 years ago, did you know anybody that had autism?
No.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Now you've got 1 in 56 children. Think about those numbers, okay? The earlier you can diagnose, because the brain forms in the first 5 years, okay, 80% of the brain, you got to get in there early. So the preschool, critical. So we added what are called behavior techs. BCBAs, which are behavior therapists, will help little guys adapt behavior so that they can learn. If you can learn, what can you do? Someday you can work, okay? All the difference in the world. So you got your preschool. Then from there, it became apparent that a lot of these kids would struggle going into public schools. So if you could continue that education, that muscle memory, as us old basketball players used to say,
That's right.
is important, okay? So the muscle memory continues at an elementary school. And partnership, being such a huge part of who we are, we went to the Boys and Girls Club, and they said, yeah, why don't you come use our facility? So our kids, in a building that would be empty all day long, both in Manatee and in Sarasota counties, have access to facilities they would never get. Full gyms, music, computer rooms, art rooms. I mean, it's just playgrounds. I mean, it's pretty special that partnership can create an opportunity for kids who wouldn't have it. So our kids are progressing. Well, fast forward, okay, what are some of the things that our kids need beyond music, well, there's something called neurofeedback. Have you ever heard of neurofeedback, or do you know about it?
I don't think I know a lot about that at all.
Let me tell you.
So please explain.
Well, they should probably do it with me first, okay? But if you take a look at it, it's a non-invasive program where you get a brain map, they do an EEG, something that's been around forever. But what they want to do is sort of retrain the brain to help you with new pathways that are sort of your sweet spot, where you can focus. So what they do is they see where you are, they see what you need. Obviously, they would probably want to tone me down a little, okay? Some they may want to take up a little, okay? Just a little, okay? But what it does is you watch a movie. And when your brain is in the sweet spot, when you're focused, calm, the movie's bright, the voice is loud. You pick your favorite movie. What's your favorite movie?
Ooh. I'm on the spot. I don't know. I hate to say I'm not a big movie buff, but
How about Sound of Music?
Okay, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that? Okay. Julie Andrews singing, okay, just inspiring you. You see that you get a little, the movie goes dark, the voice goes low, her music, her song goes low. What does your brain do? It wants to see and hear your favorite movie. So it kicks back in and it comes bright again. So every time it makes it a little harder, a little harder. Well, once you get out of that 20-minute session and you go back to class, you're calm, you're focused, you'll sit, you'll read a book. If you're an athlete, it'll help you focus to be a better athlete. It's a phenomenal program. It's a partnership we have with Brainwaves. There's a neat gentleman in town by the name of Doug Libertor who supported us and said, you know what, this is another complementary therapy. PT, OT, speech, art, music, neurofeedback. We don't know which one will be the one that helps your child on the spectrum or your family member with a disability, but they're all here. So from polio and physical rehabilitation, you've now added all these components of therapy, education, because you got to learn, and then you have employment training. So another great partner of ours, Goodwill Industries, loves to hire folks, okay, with disabilities, are overcoming obstacles. We put together a little virtual reality. Did you ever do virtual reality? Put the headset on?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Oh, isn't that fun?
It was something.
Well, let me tell you, for this generation now loves virtual reality. They're gamers, okay?
Yes.
And so they will put that headset on. So we created a module where it looks like you're in the Goodwill store. How cool is it to think about going to the place, and they do all kinds of social, interactive, they ask you, questions, you'll have an irate customer, all the things that would trigger, probably not the best word, distract you, okay? So you don't want to be distracted at work, you want to be effective. So you go through all this familiarization and training before you ever go to Goodwill.
Wow.
Before you ever go to Rise and Nice, one of our newest partners. Have you eaten there yet?
I have not. I've heard they have great beignets, though.
Oh, yes, they do.
I will make my way down there.
I bet you will, all right? When you go, tell them Mr. Tom sent you.
Okay.
And you want the Mr. Tom discount.
Okay.
They're really good. But so what happens is you have a module for Goodwill, so you learn some of those social interaction skills. And then you have one for Rise and Nice, where you actually learn how to scoop the ice cream. You actually learn how to make the coffee. It looks so real.
How?
That literally you would stand up and you would think that the table was real. You'd start to lean on it.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's that real. And so these guys are so excited, okay, to learn. One of our folks did the ice cream module, went down for his first on-site training. He taught the chef how to make the ice cream sandwich because he had memorized it through this experiential learning we call virtual reality. We nicknamed it VERT. It stands for something important. But it's really a special program that will help folks be employed. Employment training, huge. Partners, Goodwill. You heard me talk about Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
Rise and Nice. Okay. Next time, when you go down there, there's a sign out there that was made by one of our micro enterprises. Okay. We have a sign company and we have a T-shirt company.
Okay.
And so if you're anybody watching this that needs T-shirts or wants that board and brush kind of thing, you can't beat the Easter Seals micro enterprises. Not only will you get a tremendous product, but you'll get to help somebody be positive and productive. They get paid just like everybody else every 2 weeks. And so that's the beauty. Therapy, education, employment, and then quality of life. And that comes from being able to work, being able to go out. When you go back to our adult wing, some of the things we're proudest of is our adults do Meals on Wheels, and they volunteer at Habitat for Humanity. We're participants. Yeah, we're recipients. Everybody needs a helping hand, okay?
Yes.
For your abilities to shine, somebody has to help you, okay? But we'll take the help, and then we'll go help somebody else.
I love that.
And so Easter Seals Happiness House is kind of it's our honor to have a history of service, but yet we got a lot of 1 in 56 kids. We got a lot of kids to serve. So expansion of that program of our high schools and our schools, very important. finally they said, well, maybe there's something else you could do because, you don't have
You don't have enough to do.
No, remember you said,
yeah.
So they said, why don't you? There's this organization called InStride Therapy.
Oh, okay.
25 years. It's been built to be one of the top equine therapy centers in southeastern United States. 62 acres, down in Nokomis, 16 horses. Literally, the therapy that they do is such, when the horse moves, it moves the same way as the human pelvis. Mm-hmm. So every time the horse takes a step, you take a step. So for really medically fragile and challenged kids, it's a lifesaver because their muscles, it helps them
worked in a way they probably aren't normally.
I encourage you
exercising.
to go to our InStride website.
Okay.
And
InStride website.
Go to that website and look for the Jesse and Tucker story.
Okay.
Jesse is early 30s, born with cerebral palsy. She told me, please tell my story. She did a great little video. She was one of the first folks to ever get hippotherapy. Hippo meaning horse. So she, as a kid, when it was educationally relevant, they pay for it. They don't do that so much if it's not. So we had to figure out philanthropy to make that happen. Mm-hmm. But literally, she learned, and then she becomes a little older. She has a child on the spectrum. Her son, Tucker, really challenged with focus, and where his magic, his secret sauce is? It's at InStride. He'll come down. By the time he walks up to that horse, he's relaxed. He gets on that horse. He's sitting straight up. He's not moving, mm-hmm. He's focused. So she is now getting her therapy again because he's getting a little bigger and she needs to be a little stronger. So she's on one horse in this side of the arena. He's on the other horse in this side of the arena. And they're walking around the arena and getting stronger every day. So she can be that super mom.
Wow.
Okay? Think about that. Single mom with a disability, child on the spectrum, and their Saturdays are, so a cup of coffee at InStride, come on down.
I'd love to do that.
You'll meet Jessie, and it'll make your day. She's got the queen wave down as she rides the horse, okay, which is really pretty special. So I'm just thankful that, if anything I can do today is to share a little bit through stories of the difference Aqua Plumbing and so many people that support Easter Seals Happiness House and InStride are making every day, helping people help themselves and be as independent as possible. And in this stage, I know what I wanted to show you. This is something that I talked about, our board and abilities.
Yes.
This is just one example of one of our clients. Isn't that beautiful?
It is beautiful. Woo! It's sturdy.
And the come together. Mm-hmm. That's what we do. We come together to help everybody's ability shine. Even mine sometimes. So
wow.
it's a fun place to work. Being a part of inclusion is a big word in our world, okay? Mm-hmm. Because it's so important. Because oftentimes these kids are excluded. They don't get invited to the birthday parties. They are, here they're not only included, their abilities are shining everywhere. And so it's so exciting for us to see and have the opportunity and to be recognized by Aqua Plumbing and others for doing good work together in our community. So so we're blessed here at Easter Seals Happiness House.
You absolutely are, and I feel blessed to be sitting here and learning so much about it. I hope that if you aren't as familiar as we all should be with Easter Seals, hop online and take a look at everything that they have going on and that they have to offer, because I'm pretty humbled now sitting next to you. So thank you so much for this, and Aqua is so happy to help you. Any last parting words?
You just can't say it enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're so very welcome.